is the impeding TikTok ban, and I have to say it. I have to say I called it back in 2023. That I called it that in an article headline for American Daily Press. I went viral for hating TikTok, but I do not want it banned. I had to unfortunately defend TikTok because of the problem that we see that is in front of us right now, where I said in this article back in 2023 that if TikTok got banned, then a malware-ridden, virus-infected application would rise up and would infest the hearts and minds of young Americans, and as well as steal their data. And what we see here now and today is that exact same thing with this new application called Red Note, which is a Chinese spyware application. Plus, it has an even more powerful virus than the one that I thought it was going to be replacing. Chinese Red Note is obviously malware, it's spyware, and it's in Chinese, but it's also infecting the hearts and minds of young Americans with communism, essentially. So here are the top 3 applications in the Google Play Store right now. It's Red Note, the Chinese communist, essentially the Communist Manifesto Marxist application. Then we have Lemon8, which is also made by the same people who make TikTok. I think Lemon8 is supposed to stand for Lemonade. Clapper, I don't know what that is, then TikTok, and Timu. So the top 5 applications in the Play Store, the 4 out of 5 of them are all made by the Chinese Communist Party, and or have close ties and links to them legally. By definition, they have to have close ties and links to the CCP, and this is evil. But the first thing that we have to talk about is Red Note. So there are influencers on the internet who are going around, American influencers who have obviously been either paid or just been infected by communism, which obviously communism only looks good in a capitalist system. Communism only looks good when you have people that have money. Like they're recording these off of their $1,000 iPhones. They're recording these off of, using tons of beauty products. Let me see if I can get find my bookmarks. With these tons of beauty products and bookmarks, and of course the Chinese government has huge control over what is shared on the internet in China, with of course the Great Firewall. So you see this propaganda that is being propagated throughout the networks, and then you have these gullible 20-year-olds, teenagers who have all been infected by TikTok, and they come in. They've been on TikTok for maybe 6 years, 5 years. It's about to get banned. In fact, CNN funnily has a timer showing its death date. It's a little over 12 hours right now, if I remember correctly. Anyway, they find all these people. They've been on TikTok for 5 or 6 years. They think they really need it. And then light switch, they come on and they switch them over to this even more communist application. It's in Mandarin Chinese, for crying out loud. And they're all getting infected by what's happening here. Yes, it's at 11 hours right now, 53 minutes and 51 seconds. So this is the timer that CNN is showing of the TikTok sell or die ban. And this is ridiculous. Okay, so yes, in principle, I like TikTok to be banned, but TikTok is not nearly as dangerous as this Chinese communist application. Here's the TikTok ban here, and we're going to get into what this application does. So apart from the mass tracking that it has, we already have a chat. Wow. Hello, David. What? Oh, that's my headphone. Anyway, right, with this application, Red Note, which is infecting the hearts and minds of young Americans, and I guess maybe people over in India as well, but I'm not sure. India's barely capitalist anyway, so it's not like they can't account. Anyway, here is a video of some appears to be 20-year-old influencer girl. Right now, not going to install all the 20-year-old influencer girls, but I'm not gonna not the smartest tools in the shed here. Okay, so anyway, here's the video of the 20-year-old influencer girl, and let's turn to the very important and wise things that she has to say for the rest of us.
That's just not the case.
Right, let's go.
For my Chinese friend,
This is obviously posted to Red Note because she has moved over to it. I mean, she has the captions in Mandarin Chinese. I mean, did you ever think we'd live to see today where millions and millions of potential teenagers are going to try to switch over from, capitalist light kind of TikTok to essentially communist Mandarin Chinese Red Note? and it shot up within like 3 days.
I just want to tell you some discussions Americans are having right now. All of us agree and are astounded at how cheap and affordable your groceries,
Yeah. Obviously, the people who are showing their groceries on Red Note, from the Chinese side of the application. Let's see what they have here. Well, see that's an opinion, and of course, you don't here at the Tech Boy Media say that. So, yep, that is an opinion. Anyway, and again, this is again proving how Riz and dating and all of these type of things can be used as a weapon. It is Chinese national weapon. In fact, in 2023, over in SSA LTW, I said that Riz was the nuclear power of the 21st century. And I mean, look at this. Well, look, it's 2025 now, and China is actually using it as a nuclear power to try to promote communism to the United States of America. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And I called it 2 years ago, and everyone's sitting around here acting like I was crazy. But no, look, they're using Wiz and all of these things to I mean, look, we have people in the chat saying things like this. And if people think that, and in fact, we can put her in the scanner. It's not like her face isn't already in the scanner because she's uploaded her face voluntarily to a Chinese communist spy app. So yeah, let's put her in the scanner and let's see what the rank says. Okay, I mean, at least we're going to an American spy app, which again I've said multiple times. I'd rather my data be in Five Eye countries rather, in American companies than in China. It's totally different. Anyway, let's get to it. Affordable groceries. This is ridiculous. The people who are posting their groceries there, it's propaganda. It's communism. You want to see affordable groceries? You have to do what they did when they come over here. When the Russians came over here in like 1989 or 1990, and they walked in and they saw the grocery store. That wasn't propaganda. He just walked into a grocery store and he was astounded. He was shocked. These people, we live in 2025, the land of AI, okay? You can't, oh, wow, guys, look, a banana's going for a penny over in China. These people are so gullible. Anyway.
Housing and cars are. I have been watching you guys' grocery haul videos and
grocery haul videos. This woman actually believes the grocery haul videos. Do you think people actually believe those haul videos here in the United States of America? Like, maybe she does. Maybe she's been bought and paid for, or maybe she's just genuinely an idiot. I don't know. But do you think that the majority of the country believes that groceries are cheaper in China than in the United States of America? Or that cars are cheaper in China than the United States of America? And even hypothetically, if they are, is it worth it to go to a communist, Marxist, totalitarian state like China for it? I say no.
And it is blowing my mind.
There wasn't much to blow, okay? Your mind probably wasn't that big. I'm so sorry. But if you're on Red Note up here simping for Chinese, communist China, that's ridiculous. Google is obviously not more dangerous, right? Google is based in America. They have to abide by U.S. laws, right? For all the bad that Google's allegedly done, right? I mean, they're at least not throwing people into prison camps, okay? I'm on Team Google here. Anyway, let's
America could never. A lot of us also cannot believe.
America could never. Okay, America is the greatest country in the world. Okay, look, the only reason she's able to say this in like 4K, sitting there with no job, yapping there with her white blonde hair, is because of America. You think that in China, other than a select few propagandists, the people are sitting around there with white blonde hair, yapping into $1,000 iPhone? Do you really think that, girl?
Believe how advanced your country is.
I cannot believe. Utterly ridiculous. I mean, this woman. I mean, I should find her and try to sell her something. Hey, hi, this ruler is actually an invisible ruler, and it can float and it can fly. Anyway. So he's going into the scanner, right? I mean, the face is already in the database.
Because we were always shown and told that you guys were a third.
And in the scanner, it's at 9.1. So, yep, there we go. Super weapon. Rizway super weapon. Called it back in 2023. You guys can go read it on SSALTW.
World, like, starving country. That's just not the case. The fact that 95% of you guys.
She thinks that this is so smart. Wow. Food in the United States is cheaper in China and better quality. Obviously, yes. There's nothing to blow. Who mind? There's nothing there. As Spike says to Cindy, I believe in the Kids Corner episode. Cindy says They were insulting my intelligence, and then Spike retorts back, there's nothing to insult. Again, there's nothing to insult. There's nothing to blow. Her mind cannot be blown. You cannot blow something that's invisible, okay?
You guys own homes is
95% of the Chinese own homes? What? Woman, do you realize how stupid that sounds? Either A, 95% of the Chinese are all adults, because I guarantee you, it's not like, all these Chinese children running around, and Chinese children would make up, I don't know, half, a third of the population. Well, I'm not sure. So, and I'm just coming up, I haven't even watched this video, and here I am processing and eliminating her claims at real time, in real speed, processing information quickly. Because I have not been infected by TikTok. I have not been infected by Red Note.
Mind-boggling.
Boggling, he says. Boggling. Again, there's nothing to blow. There's nothing to boggle. I mean, she's probably, oh, wow, you can tie your shoes?
Like, seriously almost impossible to own a home anywhere in the U.S. You have to work immensely hard. How about y'all's law school?
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, she sits there. We have to work immensely hard. It takes so much work to translate these into Chinese, and you have to sit there and edit and smile. I mean, people on the internet's like, oh, girls live life on easy mode, and then they'll snap back. No, girls don't live life on easy mode. Okay, fine. Look, most women probably don't live life on easy mode or whatever. But I can tell you that these online internet influencers, they certainly are living life on easy mode.
Is like $800 a year, and I think that your homeless rate is like
$800 a year for law school. Well, again, that's why Red Note is so dangerous. It's infecting Chinese communist propaganda into the hearts and minds of vulnerable children, right? And there was this bill that's trying to get passed by some senator, maybe representative, I don't know, who's talking about, we should lower the voting age to 16. And do you know what I have to say to that? Absolutely heck no, never. I'd rather the voting age be raised to 21, and yeah, that would affect me, because that means I couldn't vote until another 3 years. But whatever, it's not like we're going to have another president until 4 years. So I missed this one by like 5 days. Absolutely not. In November 9th, 2022, right? You know what happened on that day? Somehow, on November 9th, 2022, I'm over here running for president of a high school. I'm 15, about to turn 16. Right? So which means I had 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds all trying to vote for me. Not counting the stolen election stuff that we've talked about. But they somehow turned this election that from like major just issues of policy, like a normal election, into an election talking about abortion and LGBTQ, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Right. If 16-year-olds are dumb enough to not vote for me, right? I'm not talking about the one over in Glory, right? This is the one over in Energizer from the SSLTW series. So this is one in public school. If public students are dumb enough not to vote for me because of my stances on things that I cannot change, right? I'm not running for governor of Texas, for crying out loud. I'm running for just president of the school. And if the next year, I wasn't at the school, but I heard this story about Wafflegate, when they commit federal crimes to get federal crimes. Not me, but other people commit federal crimes, running heating applications and running some type of scam election, right? If you have this much shenanigans in high school geopolitics, right? Do you really think I want 16-year-olds who aren't even smart enough, to vote for me, right? Other than the high school election stolen shenanigans, right? Who try to make this into some type of huge political issue here, right? Who try to turn this election into something about evolution and abortion and LGBTQ, blah, 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 and that, of course, loses me a few votes. You think I want them voting for who the president of the United States, the most powerful country and the greatest country in the world is? No, right? Because if we have these 16-year-olds who are over here running their mouths and yapping on Red Note, I don't know, maybe she's 20. What does the app say? The face scan says that she looks 18. Okay, maybe that's your IQ score too. Anyway, if you have these people running around and yapping, voting for the president of the United States, and over here voting on yapping about Red Note, right? Because the popular social media application there was actually Be Real. So in 2022, my campaign slogan was Be Real, vote for me. Right? In 2026, we're going to have a bunch of kids running around on Red Note trying to get the students to vote for them. And maybe, who knows, China will just hack it into the election systems of millions of high school student council elections and sway the votes for whoever is the dumbest student, right? 95%, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, right? And obviously, Red Note is Chinese propaganda. And we should ban it immediately. We should ban lemon. Just ban ByteDance from the country, right? Just ban it, right? You know, I was against it now. I was against banning TikTok because of what's happened, but it's already happened, so just reset the application.
0.18%. I have people living outside of tents outside of my building. Like, it's
well, maybe, I don't know. With the money that you are obviously making from this, with those huge eyes and white as hell, right? Just go, for the love of all that's good, go be a makeup model and then donate the money instead of simping for the Chinese Communist Party.
It's terrible here.
It's
what?
Terrible.
I saw somebody.
It's terrible.
Say earlier that a cancer medication that they get is about $20 in China, and
what? Either A, she's a really good actor and she's bought and paid for, or B, she has the IQ cells of a dead squirrel. And in fact, I do not say this lightly. I despise this woman with every fiber in my being. But honestly, Jasmine Crockett is smarter than her. And that scares me. If we have people like her who make Jasmine Crockett, who has like one brain cell, okay? She tried to compare investments to DEI, okay? If we have people who make her look like, I don't know, a Harvard professor, we are so screwed. TikTok's about to get banned in like 12 hours unless someone buys it. So tomorrow, yeah, white girl pack is about to start crying. Like that tomorrow screaming, it's gonna be terrible tomorrow in church, you know, for all the people who have to, I guess, use Instagram then. Yeah, it's gonna be over. Anyway, I'm sorry. How is this person incompetent? Like, I please never run for political. Please run for president. Go run for president. I will run against you and I will destroy you.
And they are paying $22,000 a month.
Yeah, that's because our cancer treatments in the United States, A, work, and B, exist. Cancer treatment in China does not cost $20. Does anyone seriously think that cancer treatment costs $20 in China?
In the US for that same medication. What? A lot of you guys were also thinking that it's propaganda, that our kids sometimes, if they can afford it and their parents want to, will put them in a bulletproof like backpack to go to school. They all.
Yeah, you do realize that in China, you know, if they don't like what you say, you go into a camp and you get killed that way. Okay, and no backpack is going to help you there. There is plenty of proof that it's a Chinese mole. The proof is that TikTok is about to get banned, so then they redirect them to this other application, Red Note, which is essentially a scrolly version of the Communist Manifesto. $20 for.
They also do stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance every single day.
Yes, we pledge to the flag of our great country. You know, in China they have military parades and they fly the thing and parade nukes around and stuff like that. And if you don't like the leader, then you kind of execute it, and your president is elected with like 90-something% of the vote because he's the only candidate on the list. But yes, we can pledge to the flag and have close elections. How terrible! I'm so sorry. This woman has to pledge to the flag of the country that's keeping her safe from our greatest rival, China.
Day before class starts. This whole experience might just be the most awake and united I think I've ever seen this country.
Woman, shut up. Okay, sit down, shut up, and be an Instagram model. Okay, I kind of liked it back then when all the people when they sit there the people they're ranked up 9.1 that sit there and say stupid stuff, but they kind of like keep their mouths shut and not respond to comments and take pictures on Instagram and just like, oh, I'm just a girl. Oh, I'm just flowing my hair. Oh, which girl I'm after? Yeah, be stupid in your corner there. But please do not mouth off about Chinese communist propaganda. Okay? Please. It would be better if you just sat there and was like, oh, Oh wow, I'm just a girl. I can't do math. Okay, look, I'm a big proponent of the 19th Amendment, but can we exempt her, please exempt her. Well, hey, we can send her to her beloved country. But let's sort of go find me, people. Let's send Kendall Kipper to her beloved country of China. Yeah, I don't. She's 20, so that means she was probably born in 2005. All right, so in 2004, she probably doesn't know what happened then. In 2003, she doesn't know what happened then. In 2001, she doesn't know what happened then. In 2002, she doesn't know what happened then. And yeah, okay. Um, anyway,
We are pissed at our government, number one. Number two,
and you do know that if you're upset with the government in America, you can go outside, have a protest, and nothing will happen to you. In China, you go outside and have a protest, and we won't be hearing from you anymore. Okay?
astounded.
Astounded.
Absolutely.
She's really breaking out the big words, the thesaurus. She went into a Google, she went to a dictionary application on her iPhone. She was like, oh, I need big words so I can appear smart, right? And don't let those eyes and the hair and the face capture you and let it just yap you into communism and we're gonna starve in gulags. No. Okay, this is a major threat that faces the United States of America. And we should ban red. We should ban Red Note. We should ban Lemon, and we should ban all this propaganda that's coming into the United States of America. Right? You want to spread Chinese propaganda? Right. Well, you would spread Chinese propaganda on an American outlet like Instagram or X or YouTube. Okay, that's your right. That's your legal prerogative. But we don't have to let foreign countries come in and basically control what's going on in our country, right? We are the greatest country in the world, and the only reason you're allowed to do this is because we live in America, right? You don't see any American propaganda coming out of China. Now, what we are seeing, and I do like this, is that because we're just better, each and every one of our citizens, no matter how hard they try to hide it, no matter how deep it's within them, right? No matter how low their IQ is all proud to be an American. They all love this great country. And sometimes those American values, free speech, patriotism, sometimes comes resurgent here. So apparently, American woman, or maybe Spanish, but this is also another thing here. According to Communism, it's Spanish, but I think this is also happening to American women as well, with American women as well. Like these values here that are seeping into the application on Rednote, which I don't understand why she needs Spanish anyway, because TikTok is still alive and well in Spain. Alright, so we see this woman here, right? Apparently, she is attracting Chinese people. So there's like a Western version of Red Note, and there's a Chinese version of Red Note, and they're kind of like merging together. And she's attracting the Chinese citizens to like her instead of the Chinese woman, right? And also some other American values are trying to get through free speech, some things that they can't like talk about. And some of those values are trying to get banned, and China is trying to like snap down on the American version of Red Note. So they want to export their junk to us, but they don't want us to be exporting our culture to them, right? And this is kind of hilarious. Like, apparently there's this thing in like books and movies and television shows called like The Girl Next Door. It's on the Urban Dictionary or something, right? Where it's like some random girl next door that you have a crush on or whatever. Well, apparently this is like the girl next country, the girl next continent. Okay, so just little tiny bit of Americanism, patriotism that is seeping through, even with the idiots like this woman and her friends and her compatriots, more like comrades, right? Even if this, they just have a little bit too much of Americanism that's seeping through, to the Chinese version of TikTok, and hopefully maybe that our American excellence, our American patriotism, overpowering, right? Even with these idiots that are standing in the way, we'll seep through Chinese communist Red Note and we'll indoctrinate them all for capitalism and freedom of religion and good patriotic American values. And hopefully this works. And this will be a fiercely patriotic stream today, as we wait for the impending scream of every white girl in America at 12 p.m. midnight. Of course, we will be celebrating something a lot more important at 12 p.m. midnight. Because the Houston Texans, I'm making this prediction before the game, Houston Texans will destroy the Kansas City Chiefs. We have to have some sort of spirit of adventure and fun and bring it back to our youth so that they're not sitting around scrolling Chinese communist spyware on their phones. And as already says, go Texans. Yes, go Texans. They will win, and they will beat Kansas City in Kansas City. And we need to be more aspirational. If you're more aspirational, we have more information, and kids are doing more things like making video walkie-talkies, maybe they wouldn't be sitting around on Chinese communist schooling applications. And if we just made it so that people who were 9.1s, according to the application, obviously we don't endorse ranking people. If we just made it so that people were 9 points and over, right? But 1 point in IQ, right? That said, okay, look, you have a nice space. It's called Instagram. You take a picture. You don't say anything. Life would be so much better. It'd be so much better if these red note girls would sit around and take pictures and post themselves to Instagram. And you can criticize them all you want. But they're over here simping for the Chinese Communist Party, and it's terrible. And it's in our app stores, and they need to get out. So as CNN counts down the last hours of TikTok, I call upon everyone to count down the last hours, the last days, the last minutes of these horrible, scum-ridden platforms that are known as Red Note, Lemonade, TikTok, heck, even Timu. Because we are America, the land of the free and home of the brave. And we are going to promote American companies, American independence, American sovereignty. I think it's time for a new Monroe Doctrine. Not one for Europe, but one for Asia. That says you keep your Asian, Chinese, spyware app junk out of here. So it's time to go back. It's time to use Instagram and X. It's time to use Amazon and eBay. And it's time to use Not the Boy, for crying out loud. Get on my social network. It's free. NotTheBoy.com. As an alternative to TikTok and Timu, and especially Red Note. It is time to kick the Communist Manifesto out of our country